Hey guys, and welcome back to part 3 of this Dawn of the Dead ongoing series on the channel. This week we'll be finally taking a look at the brand new 4K box set released from the British company Second Sight. Let's just start straight from the beginning. This release was announced probably about 2 years ago, and I remember the day it was announced. I was scrolling through Facebook and I just saw the picture pop up, the iconic logo on my feed with the announcement that Second Sight were releasing it, and I couldn't believe it. It was like dream come true. I'd been speculating for months or years before then, you know, when is Dawn of the Dead going to get a re-release in this country? Who's going to do it? Is it going to be Arrow? Is it going to be a new company? Will the Americans release one before? What kind of edition will it be? So, you know, like I said, seeing that announcement I was just over the moon with it. I've been a big supporter and fan of Second Sight since really starting to collect Blu-rays. One of my earliest and favourite Blu-rays to this day is the 2-disc Texas Chainsaw Massacre they released. I just think the quality is absolutely stunning on that. And again, throughout the years they've proved themselves to be one of the major players in the UK British distribution label, with titles like Asylum, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Brood, Scanners, Basket Case Trilogy, From Beyond, Reanimate, and the list goes on and on and on. They've released some great titles, and over the past year or two they've really been dipping their toes into the box set and collector's item pieces. Like I said, with Asylum, that was a box set and that was a really well put together and great looking set. But one of my favourite sets they've did is the extra set. If anyone's got that, they know how great that set was. So hearing them announce Dawn of the Dead, I just couldn't wait to see what kind of packaging they would do, what kind of box set it would be, what extras, the new transfers, if it was Blu-ray, if it was 4K. So my mind started going into speculation mode pretty quick and into hype mode. And then from the initial announcement, it felt like there was a long time. Like I said, the announcement was probably about 2 years ago. And within those 2 years we were just drip fed some information about the release and what was going to be on it and the new extras and the new transfers, but everything they did give us was mouth-watering and you wanted more and more and more. I remember the announcements of the brand new extras with the mall tour with Tom Savini, Tasso Stavrakis, Michael Gornick. You know, that looked like a great extra. The Bikers and Zombies documentary and a host of other new special features that were specifically commissioned for this set. And then after that, I think we had the news, or before it was obviously the brand new transfers supervised by Michael Gornick, who was the DP on the film. So that was something to really look forward to. I had briefly said in my previous videos that I think Dawn of the Dead, it never had that standout transfer where you saw it and you were like, yep, this is the transfer to end all transfers for this film. The Arrow one was great. The Anchor Bay DVD was great for the time as well. I had a couple years ago brought the Italian 6-disc 4K box set. It was only the Argento cut in 4K, but the other versions were present on Blu-ray, and I was looking forward to that, and sadly I was pretty disappointed by it. I think a lot of fans were. It's quite a notorious release now. It wasn't worth the money in my opinion, and I think that was back in 2016, so we had to wait 4 years to get another release, but it was worth the wait, and I can happily say that again, this is the ultimate release of Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray on any format. If you ain't got it, go out and grab it. I don't know how long it's going to be in print for. I think they've produced a ton of these, because normally stuff like Arrow videos, The Thing went out of print super fast, and other popular titles like that. But this is still in print. You can still get this from many websites, which was surprising. I remember being with my dad when the announcement was given that this was going to go up for pre-order. I remember we had planned to make sure that we were on separate devices, and trying to put our order in as fast as possible just in case if it went out, because we did the same with The Thing, but we weren't so lucky and we had to wait for that to come back for Arrow to announce that more copies have been produced. So this one we definitely didn't want to miss out on. So we were just watching the feed like a hawk, and luckily we got our orders in straight away. And like I said, you can still order it now, so it's obviously a lot of copies were produced. There's talks that a standard edition will be coming out probably next year at some point, so I imagine they will start hitting shelves when this box set is out of print and no longer available. So I'm just glad that, like I said, it's been 10 years where we haven't had a physical copy of Dawn of the Dead on the shelves in places like HMV, with Fops, and even online like Amazon. No one's been able to get a copy of this easy and affordable. They've always paid over the price for it and stuff like that. So I'm just so glad that, again, Dawn of the Dead will be widely available for new fans who are seeking out the film, and this is their chance to get it. And what a chance. They will be picking up, in my eyes, the best edition of the film. And again, it's just nice to see Dawn of the Dead available. But anyway, just going back quickly, I remember when the pictures started to come through of the packaging itself, and I was just totally blown away. It was perfect. I loved the image they used. I loved the design of the box. It's super sturdy. It's a proper hard box. I'll show it off in a sec. And again, the content, everything you get inside, we really were spoiled for choice. It's the ultimate collector's edition. People are hailing it as, the best physical media release of the year, the past 10 years of all time. And I can definitely get behind those statements. It is personally my favourite release. I've had this set for about a week now, so I've been able to really delve into it and get to know the extras and the contents, the transfers, the audio. So in my opinion, this is the release of the year, and potentially the release of the past 10 years, or maybe even on this format. But again, just grab it if you can. Highly recommend it. I picked up the 4K edition. There is a Blu-ray edition that's £10 cheaper. This is retailing for about $79.99. The Blu-ray box set is $69.99. And like I said, standard editions will be released next year. I don't know in terms of packaging what they come with, or prices, or a release date, but I think it's been confirmed that the standard editions will feature all 3 cuts as well, so that's great news. And I'm sure there'll be a 4K version and a Blu-ray version, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure I'll grab it up if it's got. I hope that one thing that I really do like about Second Sight is they use the black amaret cases that are really appealing. You don't tend to find them that often, and they look really nice together and on the shelf. So I'm hoping that Dawn of the Dead standard release will get that case. And for the cover, I'm praying that we get the UK quad. It's just it's a great image. It's an image that you don't really see that often for Dawn of the Dead. It's obviously British only, but I think that would be a fantastic image to have, maybe as a reversible cover, but fingers crossed. But anyway, let's get into the review and take a look at what's inside. So like I said, this is a sturdy box. As you can see, they've used the iconic poster image for Dawn of the Dead with the Patriot zombie. We have Dawn of the Dead there in green, Ultra HD at the bottom, the new 18 certificate logo. And I actually quite like, a lot of people have problems, you know, when their releases come with the certificated logo, especially you tend to find when Americans import British releases, they're not a fan of it. And I agree, you know, it takes away from the overall cover a little bit, but I must admit, this rating logo, this had only come out in the past couple months. They've redesigned the look, and to me it looks very retro. It's solid colours, and the font they use for the actual number 18, it just gives it a retro vibe. So I'm glad that this set got that style logo. I think it fits in quite nicely. But this is just a J card, so you can take it off. But anyway, it's a really thick box set, so you make sure you have the room on your shelf. There's the back contents. Again, please pause the video if you want to go through this. I will cherry pick some of the highlights from this box set. And there again, there's the other side, the top and the bottom. But anyway, let me just prop this up a bit so it's a bit easier to see. There we go. But yeah, no, this is a really nice looking box set. The cover and the overall packaging just looks amazing. It really, like I said, I can't get over it enough. It's perfect in my eyes. But we'll take off the top. And again, the way this box set has been designed, it's got like a little lid you can take off, which is really nice. Keeps contents all clean and tidy inside. There's the back of the lid, which is really iconic quote: "When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth." That's all you need, really. I like it, it's simplistic. But let's take out some of these. I really love the newly commissioned artwork as well that you see throughout this set. The colours, you know, I think it fits the style of the film perfectly. But here we have like a sunset landscape, the chopper at the top with some zombies actually from the film. As you can tell, if you've seen the film, you notice a lot of these shamblers. One of my favourite is this one, and I love the scene that this zombie appears. It's got like a fast, almost, you know, a fast walk, charging after the characters with his arms out. Yeah, like I said, whenever I watch the film, always look out for that zombie. But there's the spine, and there's the back. Again, the image runs all the way through. Same on the inside. Very nice colours, oranges and purples. Two of my favourite colours. And here are the discs. We have the theatrical cut in 4K. We have the Argento cut. Oh no, this too is the extended cans edition. The extended cans cut, I mean. Also known as the director's cut sometimes. Disc 3 is the Argento cut. And then disc 4 is the bonus features cut. Well, the bonus features disc, I mean, but again, I've got that running on in the background just through the supplement that shows off trailers and TV and radio spots, so that's where the disc is. It's kind of like a digipack design, very much like the Anchor Bay Ultimate DVD, so you know, that's quite nice continuity there. This is the CDs. This is using the same artwork all the way through, so I'll just briefly show it off there. We have original soundtrack by Goblin on disc 1 or disc 5. We have the Wolf Library compilation part 1. This is the library music used in the film. And then disc 7 is the Wolf Library compilation part 2. Again, a continuation of the library music used throughout the film. So this was really nice as well, a pleasant surprise to get the soundtrack. A lot of box sets are starting to use the movie soundtrack as a, you know, as an extra in the box set, so was really happy to get that, and also it's the complete soundtrack, the Goblin and the library music together for perhaps the first time it's been done. I'm not too sure, but it is the complete edition of the movie soundtrack. It's a very nice extra there. And 7 discs as well. That's pretty impressive for a box set. There's technically just one film. We have a brand new hardback page, 160 page hardback book. And again, pause whenever and take an in-depth look at these. But Dawn of the Dead, Dissecting the Dead. I love the artwork on this again. Full characters looking over the banister on a crowd of zombies. Really does capture the film, I think. But this is a really nice and well put together book. It has a bunch of essays, and like I said, it's about 160 pages long. A bunch of brand new essays on the films from critics and fans and people that have popped up on, you know, other releases by different companies for different films, so that's really nice to see. And it's got some great artwork throughout, some stills from the film behind the scenes, some merchandise, which was really interesting for me. And yeah, I've gone for a couple of these essays, and you know, like I said at the start, this is a really well put together book. Definitely a highlight from the set. And last but not least, we have the novelization of Dawn of the Dead, which this was a huge surprise and a very welcome surprise to get this within the box. I've not gone through the novelization of Dawn of the Dead, but having this I definitely will, by George A. Romero and Susanna Sparrow. And again, this was from the time when Dawn of the Dead was released in the 70s. I think it has an introduction from Simon Pegg as well, who was a big fan of this film. And yeah, you know, this was just great to have. It's about it's about 226 pages long. But to get a full novelization of the film in the box set, it's unheard of, really. Obviously there's some releases that do it, but again, it's very rare. It's not common at all. And to just have it as an extra in the box set was a very welcome addition. And if you pre-ordered off the second website like I did, you received 4 art cards. And again, these are really nice. Has the same style of artwork throughout the box set. It's just 4 art cards of key zombies from the film. We have the plaid shirt zombie, the nurse zombie, the Hare Krishna zombie, and Flyboy. So I was very chuffed to get these, just as a little bonus for ordering directly from them. It's a shame that there's not room in the set to put them in, just to keep everything together, but you know, that's not a complaint, that's just would have been cool. But yeah, this set I can't get over it, it's amazing. This video is not going to do it justice, in my opinion. You need to have it in hand, you need to spend time with it, go through the contents, go through the extras, watch the different cuts, read all the material that you get with this, the hard page back booklet with the essays and also novelization, listen to the CD soundtracks, the complete score. You know, it really is a labour of love, and Second Sight knocked this out of the park. In my opinion, from this box set alone, I really think that Second Sight have elevated to, you know, perhaps top 2, top 3 UK distribution Blu-ray physical media companies. They're right up there with the likes of Arrow and Criterion. They've been doing tremendous stuff for God knows how long, 5-10 years, but this is their crowning jewel. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. But I'll quickly go through some key bonus features from this box set. Like I said, this is a J card, you can take it off, so you can have it, you know, no 18 certificated, no contents on the back. It's a really nice streamlined box set. But anyway, I'll go through some contents, and like I said, please pause to read. But some of the brand new features, like the zombies and bikers, with the likes of John Amplas, Roy Frumps, Tom Savini, Christine Forrest, and many more. That's just under an hour. That's about 55-56 minutes long. I watched it the other day, and you know, it's a very interesting look at some of the perhaps not key players in the film, but you know, the bikers and zombies play a pivotal role in the film, and it's nice to see the actors and the people that portrayed these characters and what it was like behind the scenes. And you know, it's definitely fascinating. And like I said, it's almost an hour long. So, and then other stuff we have is Memories of Monroeville, a tour of the mall with, like I said, Michael Gornick, Tom Savini, Tasso Stavrakis. That's 34 minutes. That's really interesting. Obviously present day, so the mall has changed a fair bit. But again, watching these icons walk around the same mall they shot decades previously, their stories. It's all the new extras as well are really well put together, very professional. So no expense. Second Sight just threw everything at this set, and it all stuck. In my opinion, everything is so, like I said, professional and streamlined, and just really hits the nail on the head for a collector's edition. This is what a collector's edition should be. But going on with some of the brand new extras, we have the FX of Dawn with Tom Savini, a 13-minute interview, sit-down interview with Tom Savini, which is really interesting. Again, if you've watched a lot of Tom Savini extras, then you might not learn anything new, but for me, I definitely did, so that was great. But one of my favourite new extras is an extra called Dummies, an interview with Richard France, 12 minutes, and he is the guy who plays the scientist on TV with the eye patch. He also turned up in Romero's earlier film, The Crazies. I love his character in this film. I've always wanted to know more about his characters. The few scenes that he is in, he captivates the audience. I would love to know, you know, his backstory. But he talks about landing the role, his relationship with Romero, and it's a very nice and sweet interview with someone that, again, is not a key player in the film, but to have a brand new interview with him is just, I never thought we'd get it. I never thought that I wanted it, but having it now, it's perhaps one of my favourite supplements from this set, so I'm very glad to have this. And then obviously we have a lot of ported over extras, like the Document of Dead, which is great. The Dead Will Walk, which, like, I can't praise it enough, talked about it enough, but it's a must-have. And then obviously commentaries put back over, the commentary with the 4 actors on the Argento cut, which again I previously stated is one of my favourites. That's on this, so that's a must-have. It does feel like a complete package. Obviously there's some stuff from both the Arrow and the Anchor Bay editions that didn't get pulled over this, obviously due to rights, I imagine, but the new extras that have been commissioned for this set definitely make up for those missing extras. And like I said, if you hang on to those previous sets, which I recommend you do, then you're not missing out on much. But it's just so, the presentation is just 5-star. It's almost untouchable when it comes to physical media releases. But now I'm going to talk briefly about the transfer and the audio. I watched the theatrical cut first, the day I got my hands on this box set, because that is my favourite cut. That's the cut that I'm most familiar with. I watched it obviously through my Xbox One S, which can support 4K UHD discs. I don't think it's the best way to watch 4K. I think probably obviously having a dedicated 4K player is the best way to go, but again, you can play it through that. And obviously on a 4K TV, all the settings were, I fine-tuned everything, made sure that it was perfect. And honestly, watching the film in this presentation with the 4K was like watching the film for the first time again. It was just the work they've put on this, the work they've done with this set, the transfer, the time and effort and money spent on this has really shown through. The quality was absolutely stunning. The detail, the skin tones on the characters were a lot more realistic. Just everything just looked crisp. There was still film grain that was very, much needed, but there was no loss of detail. Everything, the colours, it was just, the special effects still held up amazingly. It's one of the best film experiences I've had for a very long time, especially for an older film that I'm so familiar with. Watching it in this, format was just, like I said, it was out of this world. It was stunning. I can't recommend it enough. But afterwards I watched the Argento cut because I'm not too familiar with it, but I have watched it before. And again, the 4K scan on that was perfect. I've watched the Argento cut in mono 1.0, and I watched the theatrical cut in stereo 2.0, and to me they both sounded great, but I would perhaps go with the mono. I felt that was just a little bit more cleaner, a little bit crisper. But yeah, the Argento cut was great. I haven't watched the extended Kanza cut. I am hoping to do that over the weekend. That's probably the version that I'm least familiar with, so it'd be interesting to get a hold of that and watch it again, especially in this presentation. I'm very much looking forward to it. But I will speak at length about the different cuts in my video review that'll be coming over the next few weeks or month. So again, I'll keep a lot of my opinions for that, but watching both the Argento cut and the theatrical cut back to back almost, it's incredible that, again, one film has got 3 cuts, and there's obviously the fan edit cut, the Mall Hours cut that you can find on YouTube that I'm very much interested in. That's 155 minutes, so I'll probably take a look at that once I've done with this set, just to compare, as I've never seen it. But again, it was amazing to watch the theatrical cut and then the Argento cut straight after. The Argento cut it's almost like watching a different film. It's the way Argento, re-edits the film, reschools the film, takes out huge elements that makes the theatrical cut so different. The humour, the characterization is a little bit toned down, and there's a lot more gore, there's a lot more headshots I noticed, which is always welcomed. But I love both of these cuts, but the theatrical cut is still my go-to cut. That's still the cut that I would recommend to any new fan to watch, but you can't go wrong really. So I am looking forward to watching the Cannes cut, but again, stick with the theatrical one. The Argento cut is like an action film. He's made it in like a... If you ever wondered what an Italian Dawn of the Dead would look like, you've got it. That's exactly what it would look like. That's how I think Dawn of the Dead would look like if it was, produced by purely Italians. And it's incredible. So I'm very glad to have all 3 cuts on this in 4K. It's never happened before. So that was a very, I can't keep gushing over this set, but it is perfect. But anyway, that is the second sight, Dawn of the Dead 4K UHD Blu-ray box set. Highly recommend anyone to pick this up. A lot of people have been getting their copies now. A lot of people over in the States are starting to get their copies now, so I'm really glad to see that and happy for them. It's the release that fans have been pining for, and deserved for so long, and we finally got it. So 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, you know, whatever rating system you want to do, I'm putting it right at the top. I'm having such a blast with this set, going through the extras, going through the different cuts, all of the contents included. It's perfect. I'll take my hat off to Second Sight. I can't wait to see what they do with the likes of Martin that's coming out next year, a film I've never watched, one of my least familiar Romero films. So I'm absolutely ecstatic waiting for that. Also their upcoming release of Dog Soldiers, a personal favourite of mine, British horror, werewolf, great cast. So I can't wait for that. So like I said, watch out for Second Sight because they're making some big moves, and this was what a way to, you know, get people talking and paying attention to what they're doing. Absolute perfection. But like I said previously, I would take a little, you know, comparison with previous releases, previous milestone releases. We have the Arrow Video 2009 release of Dawn of the Dead on Blu-ray, 3 discs. We have the Anchor Bay 2004 Ultimate Edition on DVD, 4 discs, and now we have the Second Sight 4K UHD Blu-ray 7-disc edition of Dawn of the Dead. The little family, I'm very glad to have these in my collection. I think they look great together, and I don't think that, you know, it's not, again, I'll get any edition of Dawn of the Dead, but to have these 3, in my opinion, are milestone editions, are very important editions of the film, and just the format in general that they're representing DVD, Blu-ray, and now 4K. I just think these 3 box sets stand the test of time, and they're must-have for any fan of physical media and fan of the film. So I'm very glad to have these in my collection. Again, they're a bit of a centerpiece for my collection. Take pride, enjoy, you know, being at the front of my collection. So let's see what happens with Dawn of the Dead next. Another format down the line, you know, what will happen, but honestly I can't see anything topping this brand new Second Sight release. I just can't, but I'm very interested to see what the Americans do now. I think that their last release of Dawn of the Dead was released by Anchor Bay, and I think that was around 2007, 2008, and that was just a theatrical cut. So I hope the Americans get a brand new release for it. You know, they need it, they deserve it, they've waited a long time, longer than what we've had to wait. And that Arrow Video was a great stepping stone to get this. It served its job well. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what comes next for this film, especially over in the States. Is it going to be better than this? I'm not too sure. I hope it's amazing. I hope it's got a host of new content and features, and the packaging's different, because I'll definitely be grabbing it if it is. Like I said, I collect anything Dawn, so more the better. But yeah, as for now, this is the Ultimate Edition. In my opinion, it's not going to get topped. I'll be very surprised if it does. Everyone needs to go out of their way and grab it. If not, wait for the standard edition, grab that, support the company, support physical media. Second Sight have done a tremendous job. I know I'm repeating myself, but I just can't help it. But yeah, this is part 3 of my Dawn of the Dead series. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the previous 2 episodes. Like I said, I've had a blast making these, just changing it up a little bit on the channel, talking about something that I'm so passionate about, and I'm so glad that it's worked out perfectly with the brand new release of this set. So like I said, I've just had a blast, and again, future episodes will come. That bonus episode that I was talking about in the past 2 episodes about showing off merchandise and collectibles throughout the years for this film, I'm starting to prep for that, so that should be out probably next week or the week after. and then finally, you know, ending with a big bang of a film review analysis of this film. That would probably be more around the time of Christmas, just because it's going to take a bit of time to edit and, you know, just lay everything out how I want to make it perfect for you guys and for me as well. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and it'd be a nice Christmas treat. But anyway, this is Dawn of the Dead. I'll see you again in the next video. Take care and stay safe. See you later, guys. Thank you.